guys. Today at Chamonix it's windy, 25 knots, just nearby Refuge du Gouter, and I made several attempts. I succeed 2 or 3, and just I'm trying to demonstrate how I am maneuvering with this huge wind. Rather huge wind, because it's 25, 26, 24 knots, and just using a ridge effect. So I tried many times to stay behind the ridge, so on the snowy left part of the ridge, and it was rather unsuccessful, because when I just crossed the ridge, I was lifted up very powerfully. Just demonstrate what happened. So as you can see, I'm flying rather at a low speed, despite the indication on the speedometer is above 30. I'm not at 30 knots right now. So as you can see, I'm diving because the wind is descending along the slope. The wind is coming from the other side. So we have done a downlift. So I am just pulling the collective nearly its maximum indication. So I'm just flying at a few kilometers, few knots, few kilometers per hour, and just gently approaching the ridge. It's a delicate approach because it's rather unstable. I'm just having a small, very gentle move on the stick, but the quick I am aware of not being crushed against the wall. So I don't touch anything right now, and I'm just ascending at 200 meters per hour. And rather now it's increasing despite I do nothing. It's because the lift is increasing as I am closer from the ridge. So I have to compensate. I can show the collective because it's the pitch is very low level on the floor. It's impossible to have it both with the front view on the top view. So I'm just alone on inside the cockpit, and I have about 240 liters of fuel. So I can, as you can see, I am accelerating because the part of the laminar wind is getting stronger. So I'm pushed down right now because there is a turbulence just near the ridge, but I can't cross it with too many room. If I do that, I'm just lift up like a paper in the wind. So I'm just approaching, and then I have to very close, and I am pulling down because I am lifting up. It's very, despite I'm pulling down, I'm just being lifted up. So I come close to the snow. So when you are close to the ground, there is a rough effect on the wind, which is reducing the speed. On my right side it's 25 knots, perhaps 24, but on the left it's lower. So it's it maintains the chopper down. So I'm just following slowly, just moving, and I have to balance because the wind is attempting to reverse me on the left side. So I have to just struggle against wind forces. Yes. I can assure you it's not a tricky moment. I just touch. He said RIP, but I didn't. Okay, done. Just centering the overcraft. So let's see from behind. Just have to take care of the rotor, which is very close from the wall. So we are trying to do another attempt, not behind the ridge, but along the ridge. So for the lift-off, we have just to bank on the right, to bank nose, front, and on the right, just to dive. Yes, to dive, to increase our speed, to be able to fight against the wind, and then we can just pitch up. Yes, okay, and maintain this speed. The wind is coming from the left, and now the rear left. We have to take care, because as you can see, you are like on a surfboard, like on a board, on a surfboard, and the plane, the helicopter is shaken. Yes, just look. Stabilize. 25 knots. And right now we are attempting to follow the rift on the right side, as shown from our cockpit. So just trying to join the wall, but there is a wind effect, and the deflection from the strong wind coming from the right is just bumping against the wall and then turning left or right or up and making some turbulences. It's quite well simulated, because as you saw just before, the helicopter is moved up and down accordingly to the wind effect lows on the wall. So right now we are just following the ridge, and as you can see, I'm just drifting a little bit on the left, just attempting to maintain the nose right on the wind, which maintains a symmetrical flight. Yes, I am lift up. I have to approach myself from the wall, not too close, not to touch with the blades. Okay. Thank you for Maurice, my instructor, who taught me how to be aware and to anticipate any move of the chopper before having to compensate them and to fix them. Just anticipation is the key, and despite you know that it's not easy. You know, I am accelerating without doing nothing. Yes, I'm trying to maintain a low speed. Yes, just being able to pull down the chopper to avoid falling in the void, or just to avoid a crash. So I am just following the ridge as if I was walking along the snow path. I have to take care of the blade gap between the tip of the blade and the snow wall, because it's a steep wall on the left. Yes. Just the altitude of the elevation of the platform. Just and I know I have nothing to do to increase this altitude, because if I do so, I would be lift up definitely. So always trying to be as close as possible to maintain the nose in the direction of the wind. Yes. hovering, gently hovering, approaching. And I am moving on all the axes to correct thing, but gentle move. I touch a little bit. Yes. Hovering, 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 maintaining, hovering, crash, no. Okay, as you can see, it's not quite easy. And on the platform it's just 13 knots. So it's the tip is when you are just 1 or 2 meters above the platform, it's 25, 20, and when you are just close to the platform, because of the wind effect, the splitting wind effect of the platform, the lift is reducing a lot, divided by 2. So you have to maintain your collective. It's because I jumped on the platform rather landing gently. But if you try to compensate, it's a more difficult way. You stay longer in a turbulent air and you might crash. So sometimes you have to make your own decision and just to land more roughly but safely, instead of trying a kiss landing which would perhaps make you plane or helicopter crash against the snow wall behind us. Trying to make a third attempt. Yes. Okay, so stick on the nose right, pedal on the right, pulling the collective, just avoiding, and then okay, here we are. I'm just at the limit of the white arc, just maintaining the chopper aligned, stable, a little bank, but not too much on the right, not to be flipped down on the right side by the strength of the wind. And right now I am right above the... Okay, you can see the wind just took my tail and tried to me accomplish a flip, a backflip by the rear. So let's try to land at the top of the Mont Blanc right now. I did this landing on the platform several times. So try to first just to land at the col of Refuge Vallot. Practicing is the key, because when you are practicing this way, you are not thinking about the move you are doing on sticks, on pedals, on pitch. You are just accomplishing them automatically, and your eyes are just looking through the cockpit, through the window, and trying to detect what are the current move, what would be the next move, what has to be accomplished, and your brain is just computing the move and just dictating automatically to your arms and to your feet. And that's the key to be able to land on the narrow path, on narrow spaces, with wind coming from any direction. So we are just passing over the Refuge du Gouter by its right side. Yeah, like the chopper is turned automatically by the wind. Just I didn't anticipate that much. I'm pushed by the look. I'm pushed by the right side. It's 31 degrees, 31 knots. So if I want to land, it's mandatory for me to stay high above the ridge, because I'm lifted down by the wind. Right now it's topmost position of the collective, and I'm just approaching, and it's accelerating right now, so I have to hover. I can't land there. It's too strong. So gas limitation with the Lama is 15-17 knots. Not that much. Look, the wind is making me dancing. Amazing. Okay, I took 600 meters above the ground, just making a U-turn. So look, we are trying another attempt, trying to stay in front of the wind, to approach as flat as possible from the ridge, and reducing our speed and maintaining the nose in the direction of the wind. As soon as I am here, I just push the collective down. Yes, done. So I am fine. Yes, I am fine. Okay. If I want to lift up, it's rather easy because as soon as I am on 10 feet, I am already at 40 knots or 30 knots. So I am using wind effects against the wall, just at the tip of the ridge, like if I was on a glider, and I'm gently moving up to 2000 feet per minute. With a collective not on the topmost position. So just push from the left, so just making a U-turn at the end of the snowy ridge, just trying not to climb that much, and try to gently following the ridge, staying a little bit above. Okay, the wind is still at 30 knots at this place. So right now I just have to lift to drift gently on the right, which rather unusual. I see a small flat platform just above, but I guess I'm not able to reach it because of the downwind wash. So I have to nose in the wind, and then I got 1000 feet elevation speed, and trying to maintain the chopper a little bit higher. Yes, so I can use wind effects. That's just stay behind. And just try another way. Just stay above the ridge, right above it, just to be lifted up by the winds coming from the left. Might be better. Yeah. I missed the summit because I was just so sometimes you have to let it down, so I'm not trying to land by 30 knots at the tip of the Mont Blanc. Well, so at this point we can try to make an auto-rotation with the Lama, which not that tricky. So the best way is just to increase our speed to a point at the valley floor, and maintain a speed between 60 and 80. So right now, pulling the collective down, pitching a little bit up, cutting fuel lever. You can see at the bottom, and right now I have to maintain the topmost gliding speed, which is, so I am pulling back by the back. So my real speed on the floor is about 130. So no engine, and I am just dropping down at 1000 at 1700 feet per minute, and not per hour, and not per hour as I said before. It was have been. So I have no more engine, so and I have no more vacuum. So my artificial oxygen is unusable right now. So I am at 60, and I maintain the RPM, the rotor, in the green arc. And I just sliding a little bit on the right to be able to make a relatively flat U-turn to be able to land on the floor. And we can see on the left of the top of the bottom of the pedestal, we can see Chamonix Airport, which is my destination for an auto-rotation. So as I have no artificial vision, I am using the cockpit lights, the frontal tube, the horizontal wide, the bowed one, and trying to maintaining it parallel at the horizon, from the horizon to the horizon I can. So we are just by the airport. The wind is currently 9 knots. So when you are turning, you are increasing your vertical down speed. So, oh shit, I'm in the cloud. What? That's okay. It was just a small cloud. It's not really amazing to be to be blind while trying to make an autorotation. So when you are at the bottom of the valley and trying to land, and when you are too close, you made S turns on the right, or alternatively on the left and on the right. Turns in the axis of the runway. I'm trying to maintain the chopper in the axis of the runway and maintaining it flat. 44 feet per minute. It's a rather rough landing, but we are gliding on the grass. The people inside are safe, and the plane would not be so much damaged. But it's sometimes when it happens, you have to front the situation. So bye bye. Hope this video enjoyed your sense of flying.